going on, everybody? I figured we would do a quick live stream on a Saturday, do something a little different for you guys. I even changed up the position. We're on the dirty shop couch today. Let's go ahead and get everything popped out. So I basically just wanted to hang out because we don't really get to do this a whole lot. So I figured we'd just hang out today and I'd answer any questions or, you know, anything like that. We could just talk, essentially. What's going on, Mustang Guy 6501? Pimp, what's going on? Blue Horsepower Sup? Andrew, what's going on? Nothing. Virtual Vapes, Richie, Big Fox 302, Jersey. So we're just hanging out. I wanted to probably go live for maybe 20, 30 minutes. Talk, answer any questions. Basically, I have very limited time these days, and when I get a chance to be able to go live, I like to try to do it. So that's why everything's so sporadic. We do what we can do when we. I'm telling you guys, I have to sit through my own ads. All right. Let's see here. Are we barbecuing? Yes. Well, we're not really barbecuing. We do have a few things on the Blackstone out there at the camper. So, wife's cooking some dip, and I'm gonna do some sausage later on. All right. Let's see what we got here. What's going on in the Fox life? What's up, everybody? Not much. So here we go. Andrew says, just got my B-cam in the mail. Can't wait to put it in. Man, you're going to love that B-cam. There again, remember on your cam, like they don't always hit the same out of the box. In other words, when you first put your cam in, you may not like the way it sounds. Please, if your car is like stock, you know, do a base idle reset on it. Play around with the idle and the timing and just tweak on it. I have a good video on that, and you can really make that B-cam sound off. The retro can go from, you know, sounding decent to sounding pretty nasty just by doing a base idle reset and getting this thing within its like sweet spot, if you will. Got Kissimmee in the house. I'm grilling burgers and enjoying the nice day. Yeah, pretty much that's what we're doing. I just cleaned up the shop. Or straightened it up anyway, and I feel so much better. We made such a huge mess trying to get this engine in the car and everything else. I think you can probably see it behind me. You know, I don't really want to focus on that so much today. I have a video coming out on that. I didn't really like cover a whole lot with this engine build. You know, I pretty much stopped at checking valve clearance. Me and Hunter, and I think Andrew come over too. We pretty much just threw this thing back together. Bolting all the accessories and everything up on it. We dropped this thing in as a whole engine, so wasn't really a whole lot to talk about. So I made the best of it today. Shot the rest of the video for you guys, and you will probably see that video Monday or Wednesday. I'm not sure exactly. You ever considering doing a suspension build like Maximum Motorsports set up on one of your cars? I mean, I have. I don't know what you mean by that, Brian, but I mean, I have like suspension builds and stuff. The green car has full suspension on it. It just depends, I guess, on what you're talking about. I'm not a big suspension guy. I've just never been. I'm not big on suspension and brakes. I never have been. Yes. So that is the new intake. I'm trying to not be as secretive with everybody like I used to be. I used to love to do that, and I still do, don't get me wrong, but now we have so much stuff going on that I can't keep secrets. Like, you know, if I want to do a live stream, I don't want to have to hide the car. So, you know, hopefully you'll want to watch the video anyway when it comes out, but for right now, kind of is what it is. I have to take my car to the exhaust shop to fix the Bassani X pipe. Oh man, that sucks. Hey Andrew, I have a carb Fox on the way. My car idles down when going from drive to reverse. Any ideas? Base idle reset. So your car idles down when going from drive to reverse. Reverse is a lower gear. Typically, it will pull the car down a little bit. I think it's pretty much standard. It depends on how much. Your idle air control should pick that back up. So yeah, try base idle reset on it and you might be surprised. Just watched your valve cover video. You mentioned some new short valve covers will clear roller rockers and 1.72 crane cobras. Will the SVE covers? Yes. If you can find the SVE valve covers, they will. What am I saying? I'm not covered. They will clear your roller rockers. But the problem is they're all out of stock, or at least they were whenever I looked. The other option is the Trick Flow short valve covers. And if anybody knows of any other valve covers short valve covers that will clear, if you don't mind, go ahead and post them up now. Yeah, Mustang Guy 6501 says hit that like button, everybody. Pimp, yes, that is correct. The driver downpipe is hitting my shifter linkage. Down pipe. So the yeah, flow tube, or not flow tube. What is it called? Yeah, brain fart. It stalls out sometime. Yeah, Lewis. Do a base idle reset on that, and it very well could be in idle air control issue. So there you go. Fox Life, my trick flow valve covers cleared my rockers. The short trick flows are known for that. And I don't understand why more companies have not gotten on board with it, because that is the perfect valve cover. Literally, if they would have just made those things with a baffle in them from the factory, that would have been the perfect valve cover. But the only issue with those is you have to drill those things. You have nowhere to put your oil in at. So just know that ahead of time. You're going to have to drill those things and do work to them. Let's see. Mustang Guy 6501 says, "Did I get your email?" So typically, my wife handles the emails, so she may not have gotten around to it. I very seldom get the chance to read emails or anything else for that matter. So I will check over it and we'll see. I picked up a rebuilt T5 yesterday. Last minute buy, and I've been looking. So you've been looking out for a while. So Pimp just picked up a rebuilt T5 yesterday. That's pretty cool. These things, I remember back in the day, you could get a T5 for $100, and you could get like a core. These kids, good Lord, it's so loud. You could get like one that's busted for $50. You could get a good like T5 for $100 to $150, something like that. Nowadays, man, a new T5's expensive. Finally caught an early live stream. Yes, Car Junkie. If you used a Ford Comp Cam roller rockers, all valve covers will fit. Ford Comp Cam. I don't guess. What's a Ford Comp Cam roller? I guess just the Comp Cam rockers. Yeah, some will. You start running into issues a lot of times with the poly locks. I know like pedestal mount will fit. Like if you just take the baffle off, typically 1.7 pedestal mounts will fit with just the baffle removed. I need to get a T5 for my 65. Everything is getting harder to find. The Ford 1.72 rockers. I don't remember those. So it was like a Ford racing rocker, I guess. I don't remember those, I don't think. This channel makes me want to fix my Fox even faster, Russell says. Well, good, man. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to remind everybody that we can get stuff done, right? You can typically make room in your life to work on your car or to do whatever you need to do. You just have to shift a few things around, and that's what I have to do to get stuff done. So that's what I'm here for, is just to remind you guys. And at the same time, you all remind me to keep pushing. I always want to clarify whenever I say this, because it sounds like I'm saying all that matters is working on your car. No, absolutely not. You got to have family time, alone time, time to go to work and chill, things like that. But I think we procrastinate so much. We could definitely do better. We could do more. I'll say that. Not to get into church today. I don't want to have church today. But that's all I mean by it. Nice surprise. So Nicholas says, yeah, man. I figured we'd do a quick live stream today. I know, like, my biggest thing is doing a consistent live stream, like at a certain time every day or at a certain time on a certain day. A lot of you guys don't get a chance to see them. So I like to try to mix it up when I can and just throw one out there. That's all. So EG6414 says, or 6914 says that 59 people in here, 24 likes, stop being stingy. Yeah, man, they don't cost a thing. So the Car Junkie says that this channel is what inspired him to get his FOXBODY going again. Just took it for a cruise today, man. That is so cool. So congratulations on that, Car Junkie. Look, at the moment, the Calypso is out of gas. So I don't know why, but it's completely out of gas. So I need to go get some gas for it. The Retro Fox has blown another header gasket. I get so sick of it. And guys, I've tried copper gaskets in the past. I've tried RTV. The RTV is the only thing, the copper RTV is the only thing that has not really blown, not had an issue with. But it is aggravating. It's really aggravating in the car. So you have to be careful with it. Like if your engine's already out, I say go copper RTV all day long. But it's kind of hard to do with the engine in the car, depending on how much room you have. Let's see what we got here. I'm doing a B-Cam and Elderbrock Performer heads. Man, that ought to be a nice little combo. Definitely. Let's see. Okay, so you guys got a side conversation going on. Hit that thumbs up, Fox Life says. Copper gaskets and copper RTV fixed mine. Had similar issues. Yes, Corey. If you incorporate copper RTV, that pretty much is going to fix the problem. I don't know what it is about that stuff, but it absolutely works. It's just at the same time, it's kind of hard to do with the car in the engine bay, but it can be done 100%. And to do it, you have to take your header all the way off. And the way I change my gaskets, I guess is why I don't complain too much, is because it's super easy. I can leave the end bolts in. I can just scrape the gasket out real quick. I got a long handled scraper, and I can scrape the gaskets out, drop a new one in, tighten it up, and I'm good to go. I hate to have to take the whole header off, but it needs it. It needs it bad. So Russell says that he also loves the inspiration. Nicholas says, okay, was wondering where you get parts. So James Salter says that he got his Explorer intake for $50. What about copper RTV on both sides of Percy header gaskets? Man, look, copper on any side of any gasket on both sides is going to pretty much seal. I'll say that. Oh, look at that. So the Car Junkie just joined. Welcome to the GT package, man. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. And you will get some exclusive content. Now, today I decided to go ahead and just throw up a picture of the engine in the car. And, well, the idea was to show everybody what the members get to see, but I didn't really word that correctly. So, but typically the stuff that I throw up on the community tab is just for members only. But I wanted to kind of show everybody else, and it didn't work out too good the way I did it. So everybody's probably like, what? Big Fox, yes. Yeah, I can get an intake at my local pick and pull for $50 at the most. That's not bad, guys. These GT40 intakes are really good, especially if you port them. And with the GT40, you have the GT40 lower, you have options. You know, the Downs intake, if you can find like a CarTech intake, those work. The old comp cam, composite intakes, which, man, there for a while I was finding those things all over the place. You could find the comp intakes, like I say, all over the place. They were expensive, but you could find them. And now all of a sudden they've all dried up. You can't find them. So you can't find anything. I watched your old video on fiberglass sub box. How's it holding up? I want to do something similar. So the Fox Life asked. It's holding up good. I actually let a buddy of mine with the Mike Berger with the green coupe use it. I don't know if he's used it or not, but yeah, I think it held up great. Believe it or not, you have to put a shallow mount sub in it. That's the only thing. But I ran about 1,000 watts through it, RMS, and it did good. Let's see here. So the Car Junkie says, just became a member of the channel. I needed this channel in my life. Thank you. Thank you for helping us and keeping us inspired, keeping the FOXBODY alive. All right. Look, welcome, Car Junkie. We appreciate it. Look, that's all we're trying to do, right? I got to thinking today about the cars. We went out to the local park. It's called Landmark Park. Took the kids out this morning. And, you know, while we're out walking around, I just couldn't help but think, you know, how are we going to keep the FOXBODYs alive? Now, look, they're going to do it on their own, right? People are always going to be interested and things like that. And you're just gonna, if you like it, you like it. But we also have to spread the knowledge and now let people know that these are still cool cars. And they're going to become a, like, classic car in the sense of like a... I use this loosely, but like a 65 Mustang, like a fastback, you know, something along those lines, 67 fastback maybe. It's going to take time, and there were a lot of these cars made. But some of these FOXBODYs are going to be worth some serious money. And even like a clean one is still going to pull in some money. I remember back in, let me think back, in 2001, I bought a FOXBODY. It was pretty clean. It was a blue GT, solid blue. It was carbureted. 5-speed, gray interior, and it was just a nice car. It had weld wheels on it, and I paid $3,800 for this car, I think. And I drove 7 hours to go get it, but I found it on. This was actually I found it on the internet. This is like 2001, y'all. I'm not joking. Maybe 2002, but I found it on the internet, or maybe it was Auto Trader. Can't remember. Anyway, so I go down and I get this car, and I remember driving back thinking, man, I just spent almost $4,000 on this car, and it wasn't perfect. You know what I mean? Like, it had a couple door dings in it, and, you know, the paint was a little faded here or there, but it was a good car. And I remember thinking, that's a lot of money. That same car today, if you found it exactly like that today, would easily be probably an $8,500 FOXBODY right now. You know, and I know that's a big gap between 2001 and now. I get that, but like, you're just not finding those cars in good shape, a driver for $3,000 or $4,000 anymore. You're just not. Used to, you could. Crackhead prices now on beat ones. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Coyote Boy, awesome, man. Thank you so much. He is now a member of the GT package. I do appreciate you. What's going on, JB's Garage? Hey, what's going on, Nikki and JJ? Glad to see y'all here. Just wait till electric cars take over. These cars will have a special place. Yeah, for sure. Man, at some point, you know, I mentioned this, I think, in another live stream, but at some point we're going to look back, or not us, but certain generations, future generations, they're going to look back, and anybody that says they used to have a fast car, and when they find out that it was gas, you know, like a gas car, they're just going to laugh. They're going to be like, no gas cars are fast compared to these new EV cars, these new electric cars. It's going to be true, guys. It is going to be true. The electric cars are just nasty, and they're just going to get faster and faster. So, you know, that is what it is. That's irrelevant. That just comes with the territory. I do have a great appreciation, though, for what it takes to build these cars to make them run and to make any power. You're just not going to slap a tune in a stock FOXBODY and it be impressive. It just doesn't work that way. You are going to have to turn wrenches or either pay somebody to turn wrenches on these cars to make power. And, you know, I will miss that for sure. And I may not even, you know, I may not be alive by the time the EV, you know, stuff takes over, but it looks like it's headed in that direction. I'll say that now. Yeah, $3,000 car costs $7,000 now. Exactly. Yep. There again, Pimp says it. $4,000 back then. is 8 to 10K today, and that is so true. See, I bought my coupe in '01 for $1,800, and it had welds on it when I got it. $1,800 for a coupe. Now, you guys know I'm not like in awe over coupes. I do like them. I've had a coupe, but back in the day, you could get a coupe for a good bit less than a GT, like a good bit less, and now it's completely flip-flop. So the thing is, you don't know where these prices are going to go and what's going to change, right? It may come down to where the Capri and the SVO take over money-wise. And I have seen lately the prices of SVO Mustangs, like, they're stupid low. I don't get it. That's the next car. Now, some of them are expensive. You guys want to buy one to maybe put up that's going to be worth some money? I think that the SVO is going to be the one. And I've seen them all day for about, like, really nice examples for, I'll say, from $4,500 to $7,500. I've seen them. Cars that are clean. Don't make any sense to me. Yeah, no sound and no soul. I agree. I will miss the sound and, like you said, the soul of it all. But from a pure like power standpoint, never gonna touch them, man. And there's gonna come a time where you know the future generations won't care. That's all they'll know. You know, they won't miss the gas powered stuff. Just because that's all they've grown up around and known, and they'll be modifying them and stuff like that. You know, it is what it is. We have to understand we're so attached to these cars because we grew up with them. We grew up with the smell of gas, you know, and oil. It's going to be different. It's going to be different. These kids growing up in the next, 50 years or so, it just won't mean the same to them. They will grow up with electric cars electric cars do have a sound to them. And hear me out here. So a Tesla, whenever you hit it, has a certain sound about it, right? So these kids are going to grow up with, like, the way a Tesla, like the gear drives in a Tesla is different from this car or that car. And they're just going to have an attachment to it. They're going to be fond of them. It's just the way the world works. It's the way it's going to be. Even for me. Let me elaborate on this. So I bought my first brushless RC setup in, I think, like 2009, something along those lines. And I had been a gas-powered nitro RC car guy forever before that. So I bought my first brushless kit. And although it didn't sound cool like a nitro, it had this certain badass sound to it because it was so fast. I associated that sound with something that was fast. And it's a very unique quality, the way the gear mesh and everything like that sounds on those cars. And I still love to hear one to this day. I don't know. Telling you guys, it's going to be different. And invite anybody to your live. I can't invite anybody to my live because I don't use StreamYard. So I just go live on my phone and do this. We will at some point, because like Neo invites me over to his, and we do that over there on his channel. But I have to get set up. Everything I do spur the moment. Nothing is planned out. Like, I don't say, okay, I'm going to come home, go live, and here's like a list of notes that I'm going to talk about. I hope that you guys can appreciate it, but typically the way I do this is I just spur the moment. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm filling up for a live, and I'll just grab my phone and stick it up there, and we'll do this. So that's kind of how my channel operates. But I need to, I got OBS as well. I'm brainstorming here. I need to get it set back up, yeah, because I want to do a live stream with a couple other YouTubers as well. So, yeah, man, Castle Creations. I know where you're going there. Yeah, Nitro, baby, rich and loud. I don't know, man. Nitro's cool, but now when I hear Nitro, I think slow. My brain automatically goes to, that sounds cool, but it's slow. Now, is that always the case? No. These Nitro cars, some of them can be extremely fast, for sure. I had a Nitro car one time that didn't seem like much now, but it run 65 back in 99, 2000. Run 65 mile an hour Nitro car. So yeah, I mean, they can be fast, but it's there again, association, right? See, okay, Tyler, we got a frog in here. So Tyler says that he feels the same way when he hears a twin screw. Exactly. It's just that association. Are we having Saturday church? No, we're not doing church today, man. I just wanted to hang out. That's all. Yes, we're sitting on our couch in the garage taking a break from turning wrenches too. Nikki says, "You got to every once in a while." I need to be working on this car. The only thing left to do is basically just plug up some stuff and things like that. You guys want to walk over and take a look at the engine bay? Yes, that's a frog. It's over here somewhere. Okay, let's see. All right, so what do we have left to do here? Let's get over here quick. So really, the engine is in the car. We got the motor mounts bolted down. We just don't have the transmission. The only thing that we have to do is, I need a new radiator, but we're just gonna mount this up, clean it up real good. Put some spark plugs in it. Really the plug wires. Put our injector harness in. I got to get a fuel gauge over here, and then I'm still waiting on my throttle body to come in from Anderson. And I want to say that's pretty much it. Obviously bolt the lower intake or the upper intake down, but I think that's it. This thing's pretty much ready to go. I went ahead and, like I said, and assembled it all together before we got started. So we put this thing in as a whole, exactly how you see it, just minus the upper intake. But hopefully this car will be on the road and driving next weekend. Well, that's the plan anyway. Get you guys back down here. We can talk a little bit. See, Jay Lee says that he paid $1,900 for 86 SVO in 02. Anybody got any tips on replacing brake booster? Which one to get? Stock motor. I just use the stock replacement. I've not put the Cobra booster on, or did I? I may have put the Cobra booster on the Calypso. I can't remember. Whichever though. The red looks cool. Valve covers came out great. Yeah, I reshot the valve covers again on that. They did turn out pretty good. They're not perfect, but are you having the trans built, or are you swapping something different? So I'll be covering that in the next video as well. I just shot that, but for right now, we're just gonna put the stock AOD in it with a converter. And what we're gonna do is take one of these other AODs to a friend of mine that builds transmissions and let him go through it. We're supposed to have a really good AOD with 4R70 internals in it. So I don't know for sure. So we're gonna get it over there to him, let him check it out, and we'll go from there. But yes, we will eventually. I don't want people to think that this isn't going to be a street car. We're going to use one of the existing AODs we have and just try to enhance it. To make sure it holds up is all we're going to try to do. We're not making a race car here, guys. We're not trying to do that. It will have 14 gears, but for anybody who's wondering, AOD and 410s actually goes pretty good together. So that's going to work out nice. And our stall is not very big that we're putting in the car at all. It is a lock-up converter. So won't have to worry about all the heat and everything else. Small cam. Yeah, I think it's going to be good. The cam and the intakes matched up pretty nice. The heads are a little excessive, but I think they'll be fine. How much for the Calypso Fox? Yeah, we're not selling the Calypso for sure. Yes, William, it is. It is a 45-degree thermostat. No. Don't use that. Don't use the 45 degree. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to it. I was just using what we already had, and that's got to come off. I don't like that thing. You guys, don't use that 45 degree unless you have a need for it, but it needs to come off because it puts the hose in a bad bind. The engine bay looks good. We love it. See what happens when you listen to Amy. Yeah, it does. It turned out pretty good. Pimp says, what size throttle body are you getting? It's the AccuFab 75 millimeter race. So if I'm not mistaken, it's a 90 millimeter opening, and then it tapers down to 75 to match up to the intake. It's supposed to be really good, but I don't know. I love manuals, but a build auto will always be fun. Just hop in and go. Exactly, Colton. Exactly. I try to tell people this all the time that hate on AODs or automatics. You've obviously never owned a good built automatic. I'm sorry. Or if you did, then maybe your motor setup wasn't right or something along those lines. But I love a good built auto. They're just fun. We had issues with the C4. I thought that was going to be the one, but it just didn't work out that way. But I still love a C4, and I still want to fix that thing. Right now, we need the overdrive, so we definitely have got to do that. Yes, we have an AOD with 4R70 internals. Let's see. Broken tool garage in the house. What happened to the yellow Terminator? I sold it back, a little over a year ago, I guess. I don't know. When did I sell that? Shit, I don't know. A year and a half ago? You ever consider putting an old school Kenny Bell on the gray car? Might be perfect. Nah, Brian, I'm not a big fan of those. I don't like the shaft on those. They're cool, but that's something that I might would have done on the retro if I would have found a good deal on one, because that's like a whole like retro style build, you know. This car over here, we're gonna just do it ever how we can. What's going on, Fort Matt 77? Yeah, just in. What have you missed? Nothing. We're just chilling, talking. That's pretty much it. Since you're getting the 75, just port match the inlet. The Systemax is known to be a hair under. Yeah, I'll look at it and see, because I do want that to flow pretty good. So I'll probably go ahead and just run that deburr around there and get it cleaned up. So Chris says, love the videos. You finally got me rebuilding my 88 Fox GT after having it for 12 years. That's pretty cool, man. That's nice that you still have the car for 12 years. People seem to think that's, like that's not that long of a time. Having a car for 12 years is it's a pretty long time. You go through the ups and downs with them, and you still stick it out. These cars are going to fight you. And to have one for 12 years and still enjoy it, and still work on it and be passionate about it, I think that's pretty cool, because most people, if they have a car for 12 years, it's because it just sits in the garage, and that's it. Oh, I've had this thing for 20 years. Yeah, but it's sat. For those of you guys that still get them out and drive them occasionally, I commend you. Manual, so AOD manual valve body 3500 stall. Yeah, that's a nice little setup. That's more than what I want to do with this. Mine is going to be like a 2500 stall with just the Transgo high rev shift kit in it and a converter. I mean, that's pretty much going to be it. Until we send this other transmission off and see what's been done to it, because it's supposed to have some really good internals, but I need to know before we go dropping it in the car, because something's up with it. It's got a plate on the side of it, and I don't know if this thing had a trans brake, or I don't know what's going on over there, but it's got something done to it. I assume it's probably got a manual valve body in it. What about a 6R80 or 10R80 swap? Anybody done it? Yeah, a lot of guys have done it. That's pretty good. It's a really nice transmission, really nice swap. For me, though, it's really, I think the AODs have been overlooked for so long because they were not a performance transmission. But, if you can take an AOD and for a couple $1,000s, build it to stand up to pretty much, whatever you need to do with it, I think that's a good option, because you're using what you got and you don't have like a lot of swap parts. That's one of the things that I hate about swapping anything. It's not so much the money, because it's all going to cost you a lot of money. It's rounding up all the parts. You got to know what motor or what transmission mount to have. What shifter, what linkage, all this stuff. It gets time consuming as hell. Spider, who built your AOD? 87, my white coupe I've owned since 2005, so 17 years, and I went through a lot of changes. So think first, All right, so you made me think of something here. I think a lot of people think that they need to buy another car. I've seen this happen a lot. They get bored with their car and they think, oh, well, I'm bored with it, I need to go buy another car. But why don't you just change the car that you have? That's always my recommendation. Now, I have obviously this channel to run, which is the only reason why I have 3 Fox bodies. Other than that, one would be enough for me. And when I got tired of it, I would change either the motor setup or the wheels or the paint or whatever, you know. So that's an option, and that's the good thing about these Fox bodies. You can take a hatchback and it can become anything other than a coupe. I mean, any other car, right? It can be a Celine clone, it can be a Cobra clone, it can be an LX, it can be a GT, whatever. And that's what I like about them. B-Rad, what's up, Nakia? Late to the party. Yep, we're just hanging out, man, talking. Lintech originally, so Spider, his transmission was originally, I guess, built by Lintech. Got it freshened up by a local guy with Lintech parts. Lintech is good. That's good stuff there. So, 1990 LSC Special Edition Jet Black 5.0 AOD. I ripped the passenger side lower torque box this winter. Not giving up on it, gonna fix it. Absolutely, Aspen, man. Don't worry about that torque box. That's something that can definitely be fixed. And also, when people say ripped torque boxes, I assume you know how bad it is. But a lot of times our torque boxes will get the bottom plate will get ripped or damaged from jacking it up from there or something getting caught on it, and that's a very easy fix. So, like, you hear ripped torque box and you think, oh, this is going to be, you know, a huge deal. I need to replace the whole torque box assembly. That may be an option for you. That may be what you have to do, but not always. Sometimes this stuff can be welded back up and just patched, and then just put a torque box reinforcement like the BMR one that I have, and you'll be good to go. Air ride for FOXBODY. Ooh, it's made 751 horsepower. Are FOXBODY prices going to come back down? It's a good question, Barbecue Mike. I think you'll see them drop a little. The way I like to explain it is this. So I think we need to visualize here. So FOXBODY prices, let's say, we'll go back to 2001 since that's what we were talking about. So let's say FOXBODY prices are here, okay? And then in 2001, and then maybe 2002 or 3, they kind of jump up a little. So a car that you would have bought for $3,000 is now costing you $400 or $4,200. And you think, oh my God, you know, FOXBODY prices are on the rise. Well, then in 6 months or a year, they fall. But they moved up here, but they never fall all the way back down. It's just an up, down, up, down, up, down trend, okay? So around 2003 or so, or 2004, these things start to drop back down in price. But instead of it being a $3,000 or $3,500 car that you could have bought back in 01, now it's a $3,800 car. And that seems to be the trend. Right now, we've had a huge surge in price. And these cars are way more expensive than they were 2017 or 18. They made a big jump in price. I do think they'll come down. I just don't think they're going to come back down to where they were before they went up. I'll say that. Yeah, I mean, the prices ultimately, now understand this, ultimately the prices are only going to go up. That's just the way it'll be. There really is no argument there. They will fluctuate, but ultimately, yeah, they're just going to go up, guys. What? No fake stay. Let's see. So, JB's Garage asked, what do I think about the S550 platform? I think it's an awesome car. It's very awesome. It's just, at the moment, for me, they're cookie cutter. I like them, and I would definitely own one. Like, I would drive it and love it and everything else, but, like, everybody's got those cars. Well, it's all these new cars. It's all the new cars. Now, everybody has them, and it's really hard to stand out. So, look, guys, I don't know if you know it or not. You may be young, or you may even be in your late 20s or early 30s or something, and you may not realize, but our FOXBODY community is kind of stuck in the past in a sense, right? Not in a bad way. Most of us are self-aware of it, but not everybody is. the FOXBODY group can still make power. We're like a secret society, right, of horsepower. That's the way I like to look at it. We can still make power, and we can still run with these newer cars that are out there, but we have to work for it, okay? These newer cars are just so much easier, and the younger crowds are more attracted to them because they can go finance it, right? They go out and go buy them a new Charger or whatever the case may be, or Challenger, and or a new Mustang, and they can put a tune on it, you know, and cars are fast. Like, you're not going out there with a stock FOXBODY outrunning any of that stuff. But, you know, for us, you have to work at it. And a lot of people just, they look down on these cars because they're old, and they are. They're old school. It's old technology. Unless it has like a coyote swapped in it, a lot of the younger generations just don't really care. But I kind of got off track there. But like, I love the S550 platform because it is awesome, and it will forever go down in history. But yeah, it's not really my thing, I guess. Yeah, so somebody was saying something about the 555 R2s. I like them. They're actually a really good tire. Yeah, I mean, so Phil and Froggy says we can still make power, but we've got to work for it. Sounds like the new Edge V6 V8 crowd. Us Sixers got to work for it. Yeah, pretty much, man. I mean, it's the same way. You have to with these cars. You're not just gonna, like I said earlier, you're not gonna go out and get a dyno tune and your car just end all. Like, it ain't happening. It's just not. So Juan says, would you be able to run stock heads on a 347 kit until I get my money for the heads? Absolutely, man. If you want to run stock heads on that 347, go right ahead. It'll actually be a torque monster. The little thing will perform real good on low end. But yeah, you can do that. I just bought a new S550 to add to the collection. I absolutely love it, but I still love my Fox. Yeah, so B-Rad says that he just bought one. Look, I don't want to sound like a hater. I'm not. It's just I'm so involved in the FOXBODY stuff that I look at any other platform as something that I don't know a lot about, and that would be overwhelming to me to learn to the point to where I know the FOXBODYs. I also look at a FOXBODY as a blank canvas. It can be anything you want. A FOXBODY can handle better than an S550. It can handle better than a Corvette. It can handle better than any car, factory car, if you spend the money on it. Right? Well, that's with anything pretty much. But the FOXBODYs really just have everything out there available for them. It's just a matter of styling and how much do you want to work for it. I have so much time and money invested in these things. I'm pretty much going to stick it out with these cars. Plus, I just love them. I mean, I grew up with them. I love them. Anybody want a decent T-top car for $5,000? Anybody looking for a decent T-top car for $5,000? That's a hell of a deal. I enjoy driving my 89 over my other cars. It's just a fun driver. Yeah, for sure. There's still something to be said about these new cars. I love them. I mean, they're just nasty, guys. They make power all over the place. They're fun cars. Like I said, we're the old guys. Even if you're young, welcome aboard. You're now an old guy if you have a FOXBODY. But there's still something to be said about it. It's really no different than back in the day, back in the 80s or 90s. The guys that weren't buying the FOXBODYs because they were the new thing. EFI, nobody wants to deal with that. It's no different than that whenever, you had guys back in the 80s and 90s that liked the 60s and 70s, really the 60 model cars. That's how old these cars are now. Like, that literally was like a 65 Mustang, back in the 80s or 90s. And people tend to move on, right? Like, the way of the world is, our whole mindset is we have to constantly evolve, right? So nobody wants the FOXBODYs anymore. They want to get into newer stuff, and I can understand it. But there's a select few of us that stuck it out and stayed behind and are still trying to make these things great. It was the same thing back then. Back then, the guys that were into the 60s cars and all that stuff, they were just like the old lame guys, or at least we thought as teenagers. We're like, oh man, these new 5.0s, these new EFI cars are where it's at. Now I get it. Now I understand. I need help fixing a rust issue on a 93 sunroof trim section. Any ideas? Yeah, man, I mean, I don't know how to say this. Just fix it, bro. Just get out there, grind it out, kill the rust, and if it's your car, you don't really care. Fiberglass it. It'll be good. Otherwise, get you another roof. You can get a roof off of another FOXBODY. Actually, you can go out there with a little battery-powered side grinder and just cut the roof off of another car, like the top, layer. Just cut it off, come back, weld it in. You can do some, it depends really on how bad it is. My dad's roof is rust on his car, and we're just gonna grind it out and fiberglass it up there in the top. But it's our car. There again, none of these cars will probably ever be sold, so it's all up to you. Nobody said lame, but you own it. Yeah, so everybody's talking about the now we're the old lame dudes. Really, I guess we are to the younger generation. They are not worried about FOXBODYs. Now there are plenty of younger guys that are watching right now, and they're into this stuff. But I'm just going back to whenever I was young. Now, granted, we had a 65, fastback. We had the 73 Mach 1. We had the 67 GTA. Those are just a few that I can think of whenever I was younger that we had. And they were cool, but they weren't the new thing, right? These cars were the new things. The new Camaros, third gens, were the new thing. And the Grand National and stuff like that. And it was just like eye candy, right? And I was drawn to them. And as much as I love my 65, and I drove it in high school, and it was a cool car, I wouldn't have traded it for anything at the moment. But it still wasn't the new cars. No matter how fast it was, no matter what I did to it, I couldn't get in it with AC and heat and power windows and stuff, and I did always kind of miss that. So it's going to be the same situation for the kids coming up now, is all I'm saying. What's your opinion on the Mustang 2? We actually had a Cobra 2, I think it was a 78 white with blue stripes Mustang 2 Cobra. And I'm not a big fan of them, but I've seen some that look pretty good. So I think at some point those cars will come back around, and this is why I say this. I've noticed that the Mavericks and the Comets, the Vegas, Monzas are all starting to come back around. And if like a 78 car is no different than a 60-something car, like model. And what I mean by that is they just didn't really have a lot of options, right? So even in 78. But I think it'll be a select group, but you will see a resurgence of those cars. Hey, if you ever need any graphic design work, let me know. Damp, I typically do my own. It's not the best, but sometimes I do. But typically I try to do all my own stuff in Photoshop and whatever else. But yeah, I might hit you up. There are a few things that I don't have time for. That yeah, I might do that. What? 77, 78 hatches are cool. Ha. Let's see. I like the Mustang 2. As soon as your back starts to hurt, you're an old guy. Yes, pretty much. So William says my Fox strut tower and frames are pretty rotted out. When I got it, I had it cut out. Yeah, so that's obviously very common with the FOXBODYs, is the strut tower rusting out down there around the frame and everything else. But that's an easy fix, guys. Don't scrap these cars for stuff like that. Now, floor pans can be a little overwhelming if you have a lot of rot throughout the whole thing, and it gets up into the rocker panels. It can be a lot to process. But rot up there on the frame rails really is probably not as bad as you think it is. And the reason why I say that is because you can take straight pieces of metal and lay up there and cut out and weld in, to where when you're working around the floor pans, you really got to kind of know what you're doing, because it's not that easy. And that's a lot of thin metal, and you'll burn through trying to weld it. What about 4Eyes? I love 4Eye cars. Love them. Like, some of my best memories are the silver and black Mustang GT that we had. I think one was an 85 and one was an 86, if I'm not mistaken. Love them, man. There again, I'm not that fond of the interior of the dash, but it's not something that I would feel like I needed to change if I found a nice one. I would obviously not. I would leave it. But yeah, I do. I mean, hell, really and truly, who doesn't like a 4Eye? It may not be your favorite, but you can't say that is a horrible looking car if you like Fox bodies. So Cody Boy says, I'm 24 years old, and I got an 88 LX and a 2013. There you go. I like my 88 better, just more. So, like I was saying earlier, Andrew is pretty young. Hunter's pretty young. They're into these cars. There's a lot of early, young 20 and, maybe 30-year-olds that are into these cars. And look, you like what you like, and we're glad to have you guys because you are the ones that will carry the FOXBODY torch for sure. I just like the fact that you have both because you can appreciate both. No, hey, y'all don't misunderstand me. I don't drive these FOXBODYs every day. I don't drive them to work in the morning. I get up so early. I mentioned it before. I don't want to hear these things that early in the morning. I get in my truck, and I guess if I had a newer Mustang, I would probably drive it a lot more in my FOXBODY. But that doesn't mean that I don't love my FOXBODYs, and that doesn't mean that I don't even like my FOXBODYs better. It's like if I had to sell something right now and it was between my truck or any of my FOXBODYs, it would be the truck. So there you go. That answers that question. Does anyone have any knowledge of 2003, 2004 Cobra parts besides eBay? You mean as like who sells them? Check out Wiznat Mustangs on Facebook. Wiznat Mustangs on Facebook. Check them out. They have some 03, 04 Cobra parts sometimes. Yeah, Colton, for sure. Yeah, I love the 4Eye cars. Most of my FOXBODYs are 4Eyes. So the reason why I don't have more 4Eye cars is because they never show up. Whenever a new car pops up, you got to think. The Calypso and this car, both of these cars came from my buddy John. They both used to sit in my backyard years ago. He went and bought these cars as projects for himself. And I ended up with both cars, and I don't even think about it. It's like, just every once in a while, it'll hit me that, holy crap, I have both of those cars. This was a red car, and that was a blue car. This was called the 1K Fox originally. When this car showed up, it was the 1K Fox. John paid $1,000 for this car, and it wouldn't run. We got it running that day, done a smoke test on it, done a few things, base idle reset, and got it where it ran pretty decent. And pretty much he started on it as a project car, and that is the 1K Fox. This one over here never even had a name. It was just more of a parts car. That's the way this car was bought. This car was bought for the parts to fix this car with. It's pretty crazy, right? That's the way it was bought. You can look back in my old videos, like when I'm talking about the 1K Fox, and you can see this car the day that it rolls up. Once we get done with it, we get the new engine and all in it, I'll do a video and I'll show you guys the 1K Fox whenever John bought it and he brought it over. And like, I have some video of the interior and things like that. I think we even drove it a little bit when he first got it. And then he shows up during one of my videos with this car. And it was the parts car to that one to make one car. This is crazy, man. Crazy. Read my Landmark Park comment, please. So, okay. Why didn't you ask their interest in a car show at Landmark Park? I don't know if I want to do a car show. What would you guys, if I could do a get-together, let's call it a cruise-in. Let's call it a cruise-in. Would you guys be interested? There again, we're not calling this an event, okay? But how many of you from how far away would like to come on, say, like a Saturday, hang out at Landmark Park some of you that are local already know, that's where they have car shows. Beautiful place. Like, it's got a bunch of like older buildings there from the 1800s, early 1900s. They have like farm days and stuff like that out there. So just a really cool place to go. They got nature trails and things like that. But they have like big, huge areas where you can park your cars out. And like, I would encourage you to bring your family. We thought about that today. How many guys would be interested in that? Yeah, it's fine. I'm too far, but thanks. That's what I'm trying to kind of fill out. Like, how many of you guys would want to come to that? It'd just be hanging out. Like, you get your car out. You bring your car. It wouldn't be a car show per se, but you can bring a grill and things like that as well. I bought my first Mustang 4i in 1989. I still have it. That's pretty cool, man. In what? Sorry. Which state? So we're in Alabama, guys. I guess not everybody knows that. So we're in Dothan, Alabama. Most people are familiar with Panama City Beach. We are an hour and a half above Panama City Beach is where we are. So you guys can Google it, Dothan, Alabama, Landmark Park. Okay, just Google that, and you'll see, like, they have car shows out there all the time. It's just something, like I said, me and the wife were thinking about it today. I wouldn't want to turn it into an event. And this is why I'm telling you guys this, because I don't want you coming from Illinois or Ohio for Neo there, all the way down here for like a one-day kind of thing. It would just be a way for us to all hang out, maybe grill, do a little something, but nothing crazy. So I'm not asking you guys, to travel 8 hours to come do that. I'm from Lake Michigan area. Yeah. Michigan, so yeah. What up, Neo in the house? I live in Destin, so that's not too far. Yeah, Coyote Boy. So Destin's not very far at all. So, yeah, meet and greet. 500 miles from me. Otherwise, I'd love to. Oh my. There's a racetrack here too. Don't. No. We do have a racetrack though. If you guys would want to come, you could, go to the racetrack. You have to do your own thing. Babe, we're not doing. See, she wants us to have an event. I'm trying to not do that. Yes, we got Neo in the house today. I'm in Indiana, Rhode Island. I'm late. Yeah, you guys are. Whew. Yeah, it's 8th mile. 8th mile track. Look. The way I would do this anyway would be, I would promote it more locally. But obviously, any of you guys are more than welcome to go. But I'd promote it locally, and you'd get to see the video of it. But I just thought about it. I'd like to have 50 cars show up to make it worthwhile, because we're gonna have to rent the venue and things like that. But I would want it to be pretty much like an all-day type thing, and it would be more in the fall, late fall probably, something like that. But just hang out, bring the kids, let them run. There's like a lot of stuff to do out there. I say a lot of stuff. Probably not for a lot of you. Tennessee, yeah, that's not too bad. Listen to the wife have an event. Guys, I don't know. I'm halfway, crash here and drive the rest of the way. Yeah. Ain't enough time for cars to stretch. True. I can't go to Foxtoberfest, guys. I can't go due to my work schedule. So chances are I'll probably never get to go to Foxtoberfest, ever. So not until I retire, sadly. I wish. Love your stuff, man. Wow. We're 9 to 10 hours ahead. Holy crap. That's crazy, Grim. Cool. Hopefully the 65 Oh, I thought you said sold to start with. I'm like, what? Mustang got 6501 selling his car? Solid, I got you. Yep. Um, how about pits, guys? Probably not. The only thing that I can seem to make it to is Ford Takeover. And the reason why that is, and you guys don't know this, Caleb usually works with me on the dates. That's the only reason that I can go. I have a very, very limited window of time that I can go. And he usually works with me on that. And that's how we come up with the dates. It's his event, but he does like to ask, and I do appreciate that so much to make it so that I could go. Because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't make it to any events. It's just really hard for me to make it to events due to my schedule. I know that it doesn't seem that way, but trust me, those times of the year are the issue. It's the timing of the year is the issue. All right, so Grim says, bring joy to us here in the dunes. Cool, man. Are you stationed over there, or what's going on with that, Grim? Just past midnight here. Wow. Sorry, man. Yeah, it's still daylight here. My dad has a place in Florida. Brutal, do you ever plan on coming to Mustang Alley during Woodland Dream Cruise? Man, I don't have any plans for anything at the moment. Ford Takeover is about all I can do this year, and we'll see. I'm not saying that I can't make an event. The issue is I just can't plan it. That's the problem. And we'll see. I know this year that I will not be able to make Foxtoberfest this year. Maybe next year. I doubt it, but maybe next year. It just falls at a bad time for me. No doubt I was born in Winter Haven. Oh, okay. Born in Winter Haven. Moved to Kentucky. Yeah, man. A lot of my family's down and around Winter Haven, Davenport. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Question, can you just drop a 408 into a Fox? What needs to be done? Yeah, sure. You can drop one in there. No problem. Other than you need your swap headers, swap pan. That's pretty much it. It'll go right in. So yeah, not a whole lot, man. If you're talking about a 351, obviously stroke to a 408. I want to do a dyno day for 5 guys to be tuned. So Neo wants to have something as well. So yeah. All right. Well, look, guys, I just wanted to hang out with you for a few minutes, answer any questions, talk. You guys hit me up about some ideas, whether you would want to go or not to a cruise in. We're going to call it a cruise in. We're not going to call it an event, but possibly a cruise in. Let me know on that. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. The way I want to set it up is like this. I guess I could clarify a little bit. I just want to be able to like bring, a grill, maybe smoker, something like that. Just hang out for the day, have all the cars out there, like a car show in a sense, right? Let all the kids play. There's a playground out there and other stuff, and just hang out and talk. Maybe do like a cruise into town later on that evening or something along those lines. But that would be it. You know what I mean? Nothing. No event shirts. It's not an event. So, what up, Bama 5-0? Or is yours? No, Neo. You can advertise in my live stream. Go ahead. So Neo's talking about doing an event. So you guys hit Neo up. Tell him to get an event going, because a lot of you guys that were commenting saying you can't make it, you're a lot closer to Neo than you are to me. So Mustang Guy 6501 says that he got the fender and headlight assembly on, and we're doing the welding free. So I lucked out and got some few parts. Oh, that's pretty cool. So I guess you did some welding for somebody and got some free parts out of the deal. That's what it sounds like anyway. Cool. Yeah, Neo, you know I don't care. Sorry, I mean, it's a respect thing. Nah, it's all good, Neil. You know how we roll, brother. It's like I said, I'm not doing an event, so you're not taking away from what I'm even talking about doing. It's cool, man. Please mention part shortage. Pulling 85 GT retired. You inspired me to start. Okay, so yeah, the part shortage is getting bad. It's already bad, but it's going to get worse, I think. There are a few things that are shipping out. Like my intake was one of those anomalies that got shipped when nothing else was getting shipped. But from what I'm hearing, and you guys know I don't keep up a lot with current events and news and stuff like that, but from what I have heard from, you know, the places that I order from, we'll just say that, the shortage isn't going away anytime soon. It's probably going to get worse, right? So, I don't know. Guys, I don't know what to say. I know for me, if these parts dry up, and certain, it's only going to take certain parts. There will be no more motor rebuilds for me. You know, transmission stuff, it's already almost impossible to get a transmission worked on right now because parts are hard to come by and nobody has time. So this could get ugly, is all I'm saying. But just if you have the money, go ahead and get your parts, is all I'm saying. That's it. If you don't have the money, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter, right? Maybe the parts come back in, maybe they won't. They will eventually come back. Frank Staines, what's going on, man? What's up? Have you ever put a Fox throttle body on an SN95 car? I've not put one on, to be honest with you. It should bolt right up. Shouldn't be a problem. Other than, wait, is the TPS different? I can't remember on that. Maybe the TPS is different. I don't know. Is it the same? I just ordered the last quarter panel from LMR. Hopefully it's in good shape. See what I'm saying? Say hello to the couch for me. When are you getting more of the FOXBODY cheat code shirts back in stock? I think we're going to do a few for Takeover, and my wife's also going to do some placards, like some, how to explain it, but something you can hang up in your shop or set up, and it'll be a good reference for you know, all your torque specs and stuff like that. So she's working on some stuff. Yeah, man, I'm gonna cut out too. Good guys, go enjoy your weekend, okay? I just wanted to pop in and talk to you guys real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the chat down and shut this down. Look, I appreciate you guys so much. Like I said, we will talk more probably around Wednesday or Thursday coming up next week. So till then, as always, thanks for watching.